And a good Wednesday morning to everyone. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights, local weather hazards forecaster. We're looking for any anticipated issues concerning utilities, and there is a couple that are going to be fairly 50-50, right on the fence, shall we say. And that's going to be a couple gusty wind episodes, and that looks to be really Friday afternoon, relatively late in the day, perhaps lingering a little bit into the evening, as we're going to see a blast of westerly winds associated with the next weather system to move on through. This is actually going to bring us rain showers and snow showers, a little bit of accumulation in the mountains, but not a whole lot. And in terms of travel, that could be a factor. The other issue is the next more impending incoming system that kind of got pushed back is now into Sunday. And as the rainfall arrives, there could be a little bit of mixed precipitation types affecting travel on onset. And then as that storm system, which is going to be primarily a major rainfall, is going to push on out of the region, we could see a little bit of backside gusty winds that could blow in on a west to northwesterly wind yet again. But also this is going to be covered with the next outlook, which will be issued midday on Friday. Let's take a look at the computer modeling, and that really explains everything. So this is 15Z or 10 o'clock this morning on Wednesday, and this is our area of higher pressure that's really the controlling influence. It's really going to stack up over Quebec and become the predominant pressure field here. So as we see that area of higher pressure builds, goes right over the state of Vermont, and then shifts a little bit to the south and east, all of this taking place over Thanksgiving holiday. We get into the late part of the day, start to see a little bit of a channeling wind, but nothing real super major there. But the arrival of the next weather system will produce a little bit of a gusty kind of a south wind that'll channel in the Champlain Valley. And then a little bit of kind of mixed rain showers and wet snow showers. The wet snow showers mainly confined into the higher terrain as this system kind of rolls on through. The main utility concern is these gradient winds on the backside of this departing area of low pressure. This is the regional GEM. The GFS model is very, very similar. They're looking both almost identical here. So we have that kind of weak area of low pressure roll across the St. Lawrence Valley, Canadian Vermont border. It moves on out, brings in slightly colder air, but also some blustery winds on the backside. This is about 8 p.m. on Friday evening, and that's when I'm anticipating a little bit of a flare-up, where probably the southern Green Mountains and maybe some downsloping immediately to the east. Not a big deal. We've seen a couple of these already, and they produce isolated outages at most, and that's what I'm anticipating here, is that energy kind of rolls on through, flares up and into the evening, and then it basically high pressure is starting to build in for a colder night, and a lot of those snow showers and flurries will begin to evacuate out of the region. High pressure builds in very nicely for Saturday, but this is our weather system that's sort of in the subtropical branch of the jet stream. We basically have two lanes now. The northern polar branch is kind of almost zonal west to east. The subtropical branch is staying pretty much zonal as well. However, this one's going to dig in, spin up an area of low pressure, and then gradually track it through the mid-Mississippi Valley, Ohio River Valley, eventually into the northeast and New England, and all of that taking place over the day, basically Sunday as it comes in, a little bit of onset, mixed precipitation types, and then potentially a little more wind associated with this system on the backside, not as much on the front side. We'll have to wait and see how that all works on out. And looking at Friday's weather system, this is the lead up to Friday, a little bit of piddly amounts for some flurry action, really not a big deal. Then we get into this next weather system that's going to be pushing in. This is accumulated rainfall. We have the European on the left, we have the GFS on the right. And so we're looking at amounts generally under 1/4 of an inch with this whole thing. So a little snow accrual in the mountains, mostly just wet, barren wet roads. We're talking basically during the day on Friday, and a little tail off of flurries into Saturday morning. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.